so many ways that this thing will get spread, and there's a lot of things that's going to change. They're going to force you into a cashless society. They're going to force you into cashless. They're going to say the money's too dirty. The money is too dirty. In China, they've been cleaning the money, right? They've been cleaning the money. But here, you might not want to be exchanging cash with people based on what's happening right now. So there's so many different things that we may do and may not realize that they're really not as effective as we might imagine, right? So the key is you got to be around people who are like you. And it's not about how you react to the emergency. Use this coronavirus now as a practice drill. Ask yourself, if right now, if everything crashed, stock market crash, there's civil unrest, people are looting in the neighborhood, the dollar's unstable, the euro's unstable, the sterling is unstable, the maple's unstable, whatever your currency is, right? All of these things that are happening, basically everything is hitting the fan. What happens in your neighborhood that you live in? And we all live in different places, so I just want you to think about that. What happens? You can look out your window and think about it. Which one of your neighbors can you rely on? I'm just pausing. I'm giving you a second to think about it. Giving you a second to look. Giving you a second to think. All right? And remember now, the civil unrest, stores are being looted, homes are being looted. And now maybe you live in a nice neighborhood, but maybe it's just a few blocks away from where certain undesirables live. Now they're roaming through your neighborhood on the regular, and the police don't really have the time. They're overtaxed now. They don't have the time to answer. Maybe 911 isn't even answering. Or the police are more concerned. They're taking all of their ammunition and their weapons and the resources they have in their home, defending their families. They're not even answering the line. Now, you may have a pistol. You may have some weapons in your home. But you're there with maybe people who are not as prepared as you. Maybe you have small children. Maybe you have a husband or a wife that's not firearm trained. They're not even plugged in with what needs to happen. You have multiple entrances to your house, and you haven't really properly secured them. You got a bunch of windows on your first floor that are not properly secured. You see, what happens now? What happens? You can't shoot everybody from every entrance. So what happens next? You see, so being around people who are like-minded is your first line of defense, because the truth is there is strength in numbers. And people who are looking to take advantage of you, they're going to target people who they see are kind of isolated, or maybe have homes that are, there's just only a few people in there. But if you are able to amass or even give the perception of a large group, then that might be enough to deter people from taking advantage of you with what it is that they may be intending. Also, when you're around groups of people, let's say we have groups of our new people, we have 5 or 6 families that say, hey, we're going to live around each other and we're going to prepare together. You got more hands now. You got more hands to actually get things done. So instead of having one person, looking for supplies and things like that, now you got 5 people looking for food, looking for supplies, and, being able to move quicker, because in a situation like this, you need to be able to garden quickly, pack things quickly, get water quickly, maybe hunt for food quickly, and cook quickly, and kind of do those things and be able to utilize the extra bodies that you have around you. Also, even now in moments like this, like I said, let's just use this as a fire drill, right? We use it as a fire drill, and we're surrounded by 5 or 6 or 4, even 3, our new families. We can do some planning together. We got a community of people who understand what's happening in the times, that, okay, It's going to get worse. There's going to be more situations happening. This is not going to be the last pandemic, and I don't want to be caught with my pants down. So let's all prep together. Let's see who has what supplies. Maybe this one over here has, a garden. Maybe this one over here knows how to make bullets. They're into metallurgy. Maybe this one over here has a stream or a well going into their yard. This one over here has a press. They can press wheatgrass or press oil, and things like that. This one has carpentry skills. This one has mechanic skills. This one has masonry skills. This one was in the military for 30 years, and knows how to secure a space. Like, we could just go on and on and on, but you'll be able to be around people who, if an event is triggered, immediately everybody knows how to kind of jump into place, because, and everyone's holding their weight. Because I'm going to tell you, when something happens, whether it's this virus or anything else, the last thing you want to see is while, you're securing and batting down the hatches for your family and everything, and you're putting everything in place, and you come into your living room and your quote unquote friend is in there eating all the food. You see, and that's really all they really bring is nothing but a liability. So, getting around other people also gives you access to multiple locations. Let's say if you got 5 or 6 families, and you're able to say, you know what, for now we're going to double up. Maybe we'll take these 5 families and we're going to position ourselves within 2 houses, or we'll use different houses to serve as different things. Maybe we'll just do the mechanics in this house. We'll do things that are related to cooking in this house. We'll do things that are related to medical in this house and stuff like that. So it's important to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who have a psychology like you do. See, for me, something like this happens. I only want to be around our new people. I don't want to be around other people who may have different kind of intentions or may not understand the seriousness of the moment, And also, I feel comfortable sharing my resources and asking for resources from a network of people who are like me. So now, instead of one Mossberg or one shotgun, now we have 10 shotguns. Maybe now instead of one pickup truck, one 4-wheel drive vehicle, we got 4 4-wheel drive vehicles. So everyone can become a huge asset, and we can kind of band resources and supplies together, whether it be, we got more water filtration, we have more firewood, we have more skills, we got more food, we got more shelter, things like that. And we can start kind of moving things to our advantage. Also, it's the ability to have shifts. So something is constantly going on. You can work in shifts, right? You can keep a 24-hour rotation, which is always good for having people on guard, but also you can come up with a kind of a schedule that's effective to make sure that you're always building a defense. And at the same time, you always have something going on. There's always while people are sleeping, there's something working. Companionship is obviously a big thing, because it's good to maintain your emotional balance. If you got somebody with some military experience, that's even better, or some medical experience, especially in a situation like this. What can I do? What can I do to, because right now, it's not just about being reactive. It's about asking yourself, do I have a strong immune system? Do I know how to pull things out of nature to help me? What happens if there's a lights out? Or again, like I said, the hospitals are strapped. You think you're going to be able to get all of your medicine that you need? I mean, we won't even bring up the medicine for people who are mental patients, who need certain medicine to keep them balanced. We won't even get into that. That's a whole nother conversation. But you have people who need certain medicines daily, that they're on high blood medication and blood thinners and things like that. They need them daily in order to survive. You see? So you're able to really kind of query yourself now. Hey, what is my current state? What is my current state? And if I do have to go get something, how safe am I in doing that? Do I have a good amount of able-bodied men who can help me scout for things, who can help me forage for different herbs or oils or supplies that I may need, knowing that, okay, if I leave and I head out, I'm not going to come back to someone who's taken over my home, or I'll even be able to get back is another concern, right? So your greatest defense right now against the coronavirus is collective work and responsibility, Ujima. That is your greatest defense. And if you're going to wait until something's happening to prepare, you're going to go down with everyone else. You're going to go down. You see, right now you need to be loading up on the elderberry. Right now you need to be loading up on oregano oil. You see, and understanding the value of oregano oil